Hello and welcome to the Knights of Knee. Today I'm going to sit down and show you how to do your most basic tutorial for basing your models. It's going to be very easy. It's very simple. You just need some sand, could be of any kind, some white glue, your base, and cork board helps. So here's the first step. You get your bases out. You get your white glue. It doesn't have to be Elmer's. It can be any kind. Once you've cut your cork board and kind of position them where you want it, you simply glue them down and you let them sit for a while. It just depends how long. Again, the glue really doesn't matter. If this was a plastic base, I'd probably score the base a bunch first and then put down the glue. After that's done drying, you're going to apply white glue again. And you're going to flock it, but you're going to do it with sand. This is just a basic fine basalt. I like to use, you could use kitty litter, you could use anything with grit to it, real sand. Generally, this is just an example. This is just one type of sand. I personally like to mix 2 or 3 different kinds of different grits or size of sands together, like a real sand, this basalt, and something like kitty litter consistency. It doesn't have to be kitty litter, but I like to get that varying size of sand in there. Once that's done and dry, I normally affix my models to the base, or I'll paint the model separate and then prime the base. In this sample, I've just gone ahead because I'm going to be basing and priming the model all together the same. I just went ahead and affixed my models to the base with super glue. I think super glue works better. These are resin models in this particular instance. These are Premier. If your model's plastic, I still would probably stick with the super glue when you're sticking them onto the base, not a plastic glue. Here I've primed all the models. I went ahead and primed them all black. That's just my personal choice. You could easily prime your models white. Since this is mostly about the base, I find that if you have a white base primed, you got to put a little bit more work into it. So it's probably better to prime your bases black, or maybe a brown or a dark brown, some type of darker color. The first step in painting them, you don't have to use this color I've used Rhinox Hide, and the end result you'll be able to see a little bit better when it all comes together. But I've just simply watered this down a little bit, probably 1-to-1 ratio, and applied it all over the base. It doesn't have to be Rhinox Hide, but I would use a darker brown if you're looking for like a hilly theme or a normal mud type color. The dark brown is definitely the first step that you want to take. If you've primed with white over your entire model and it's been based, you're going to want to come back in with the dark brown or a black first. The next step is to pick a lighter brown. I've used Mournfang Brown here, and I mix them together with the Rhinox Hide. It's probably 1-1-1, 1 part Rhinox Hide, 1 part Mournfang Brown, and 1 part water. You don't go over the whole model, but you pick out bigger areas, like rocks or big open spaces, and you're going to apply this paint to those spaces. Then, when that's dry, you're going to come back with just a 1-to-1 water and Mournfang Brown and apply these in even small areas or raised areas here or there. Again, not over everything that you've done, not over everything you just did either with the previous mix, but you're going to kind of pick things out a little bit more. Kind of open areas you plan on not putting flocking or grass over later on. And here, what we've done after that's dried, you're going to take a PVA glue again, preferably white glue or PVA glue. You can mix it with water. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This last PVA glue I got was a little bit thinner, so I didn't. You're going to apply that not over the entire model, but in some of the darker areas, probably mostly just the black areas. And then you're going to flock your model. This particular flock that I do, it's a mixture of about 4 or 5 different kinds of grass colors I've accumulated over the year. I would do at least 2 different colors of grass to really make it look better. And this is going to be your end result. Thank you for watching, and everybody have a great weekend.